Bobby Moore, in footballing terms, is a genius. The words are those of one of Britain's top managers, and he was referring not only to Bobby's defensive qualities, but also to his ability to detach himself from a game, observe, exploit, and correct on behalf of his team. Bobby's part in this big match is enormous, and he's our studio guest today. He will see, as you will see, an exhilarating attacking game. Geoff Hurst, with all his courage and his power, you can't help noticing him. And certainly the same goes for his England teammate, Martin Peters, drifting in as dangerously as ever he does. Peters, Hurst and Moore provide West Ham with class and invention the length of the field. This weekend, they're without the injured John Sissons. Trevor Hartley takes his place at number 11. But West Ham find themselves facing a Rangers team that refuses to be overshadowed. They'd surprised us by bringing in Ron Springett back into goal in place of Mike Kelly. But it says much for Rangers' performance that Ferguson in the other goal is kept just as busy as Springett. This is a Rangers team that today stands at the bottom of the First Division. Yet to watch them here suggests that they are skillful and determined enough to climb to safety in the critical months to come. The ground is filled with a crowd of 36,000. Soon this fine new stand will take a few thousand more. One more league club setting out to provide better facilities for its spectators. Now the kick-off.
So West Ham kick off on the ground where only a fortnight ago they put 8 goals, of course, past Sunderland. As the Queen's Park Rangers team manager Bill Dodgin said to me just before the game, surely lightning can't strike twice in the same place. Well, we shall see. Here is the man who is lightning, Geoff Hurst, who scored 6 goals, of course, in that game against Sunderland. And now Hurst in chase. We shall see his power, but Hunt there first. Hazel to the Queen's Park Rangers skipper Alan Harris. Alan. Peters. Good ball by Martin Peters to Charles. He's got Hartley outside him. Here's Hartley. And it could be a dangerous one just past the post. Confusion there in the Queen's Park Rangers defence, and it went off one of their defenders for a corner to West Ham. There wasn't a bad little cross by Hartley either. The referee getting 1 or 2 cameramen back a little further off the byline. And one of the 2 of them not very keen to move. Well, they want the best pictures and you can sympathise. Redknapp with the corner. Hurst going in there. But Hazel, it was, who thwarted Hurst. But another corner to West Ham. Hartley right on the goal line, causing what little bit of trouble he can. This is Hazel, and Redknapp with the corner. Hurst going in again. Allen. Commendable coolness in the Queen's Park Rangers defence there. Leach. Not a bad ball by Leach if Bridges can get to it. No, a little too powerful. You've had an awful lot of rain on the pitch. There's Mick Leach, who scored a beautiful goal against Manchester United last week. A little bit of rain on this, a fair lot of rain, in fact, on this pitch in the last 24 hours, and it's likely to cut up very quickly, and it's might well expose defenders who will find it difficult to turn it. Nice save. Peters there, and number 10 Wilkes, and Mr. Finney is having a word with Wilkes and a word with Peters, and after that little fracas, which was so needless, I'm not at all surprised. Jim Finney, one of the most experienced referees in the game, having no nonsense whatsoever from these players, and who can blame him? But it's a free kick to Queen's Park Rangers, which shows that Peters was the guilty man in the first place, which of course he was. Well, I suppose we can put that down to local Derby Needle, but it didn't present a very pretty picture for the game. Are we going to see some more of it? Stevenson to Moore, ever composed, and a good pass to Brooking. Hurst is racing on ahead. Here's Hurst. And now to Redknapp. so very dangerously indeed to that short one to the near post from Redknapp. Good play by Redknapp and dangerous work by Hurst. Bobby Moore. And Bonds. And here's another one aimed at Hurst. And he's getting to it! Oh, again, so very close. And Springett was a little slow across his line to get that header from Geoff Hurst. But it was just a fraction wide. So in an inkling, we've seen the power of West Ham in attack. Stevenson. That's a clever, cool piece of play by Hazel. And not a bad ball, a very good one indeed to Bridges. And it's a goal! Beautiful play by Hazel, putting Bridges away. And no wonder Bridges is very happy. He had 1 or 2 misses last week against Manchester United, but he made no mistake whatsoever turning that one past the advancing Ferguson. And here's the man, Tony Hazel, who sent Bridges away. Beautiful piece of combination, 1-2 by Queen's Park Rangers on a shock lead for them with 18 minutes gone. Well, this really should liven the game up now, although certainly it's been lively enough already, as you'd expect from a local derby. Well, that really was a turn up for the book, with Queen's Park Rangers 20th in the First Division, badly needing a goal to boost their morale. Hurst. Redknapp. Bobby Moore again. And Hartley is offside. Charles always had that situation in hand. Hurst from Moore, looking ahead of him. Bobby Moore. Beautiful shot by Moore, just wide. He really has got such a fierce shot, Bobby Moore. People say that he tends to expose himself when he comes over the halfway line because his powers of recovery aren't as quick as some. But my goodness, he's always a dangerous man when the ball is bobbing loose at the edge of the penalty area. Cleverly played by Boyce. Very neat little dummy in defence there. Brooking pulled down. Trevor Brooking pulled down. Of course, he takes a fair bit of stick. Pulled down there by Watson. And Mr. Finney having a little word with Watson. And a free kick to West Ham, which Bobby Moore's going to take. Hartley. He's not been getting the ball across very well so far, Hartley. And now he's in a bit of trouble with 3 Rangers players buzzing around him. Watson closest of all. Keane for the Rangers. To Bridges, getting themselves into a bit of trouble. But coolly getting out of it. And now Roger Morgan. And it looks like a free kick to Rangers. Bonds unfairly impeding Morgan. Morgan again. Oh, that off Moore's head to Bridges. Oh, very close. Very nearly his second one, and Bridges playing very much better this week than we saw last week. But he may have been offside, because I noticed that Ferguson is taking the kick just outside the 6-yard box. Stevenson. Half an hour gone then, and Rangers still doggedly holding to this 1-0 lead scored by Barry Bridges, which must please skipper Alan Harris, who's just given this pass now to Alan. Back to Alan Harris again. On to Leach. Very neatly nodded into Wilkes. And there's Bridges, but he won't get to that one. Peters to Brooking. Now Bobby Moore. They've got to go for more soon. A shot, goal! By Moore! Well, Bobby's second goal of the season, and no wonder the crowd are delighted. With relief, I would think, as much as with delight. Bobby Moore, his second goal of the season, the equaliser for West Ham. And this could be a little bit dangerous. Stevenson into the nick of time. Alan Stevenson, the man who's done so much to bolster this West Ham defence, getting in there when it looked as though Rangers were poised with a counter-punch. What a fantastic goal by Bobby Moore, though, just a moment ago. Morgan. And Bridges getting up there. Ferguson in trouble. And Ferguson obviously was elbowed as he went for that high one. Free kick to West Ham. Moore again. To Peters. To Brooking. Good play by West Ham. Redknapp free outside him. Is Redknapp. Good play by Redknapp. Oh, what a beautiful bit of football. What a magnificent piece of football by West Ham. And Hurst just unable to apply the finishing touch. Morgan for Queen's Park Rangers. What a superb attacking game this is turning out to be now. Wilkes. Still there, Wilkes. Still good play by Wilkes. But nobody there, and Bonds for West Ham. Hurst and Redknapp are ahead of him. Redknapp to Bonds. Hurst is waiting, gets his head. But not the sort of power that we usually associate with a Hurst header. And every time Bridges goes up, he's putting Charles under some pressure. Boyce to John Charles. Hurst to Moore. Hurst again, nice play by Hurst to Hartley. Peters! Alan Harris. And now Roger Morgan. Oh, Hurst there unfairly held by Hunt, but the referee allowing it to go on. And now it's Bonds for West Ham. And a corner, yes, a corner. And certainly Hurst was being unfairly held by Hunt. There's Hurst. But it's a corner to West Ham. Brooking. And Peters! It's there! Martin Peters, he's now scored 12 goals this season and keeps this reputation of being one of the most deadly of finishers in the whole of the First Division. Putting West Ham 2-1 into the lead now. Their immediate crisis is over as Charles gets this one away, but it's only as far as Allen. Peters to Hurst, and Brooking running with him. Hurst has got to hold it while he gets reinforcements, and he can't hold it against the challenge of Hazel. Yes, he can, more now. Hartley. Peters. Flicking this on for Hartley, but no, it's a goal kick to Queen's Park Rangers. There's Allen and Ron Hunt. And Ron Hunt is changing his shorts. Well, we seem to get football and one might almost say striptease as well, but he's decent again as Springett now prepares to take this goal kick. Allen, and look at Bridges free again. Well, his speed gets him into all sorts of promising positions. Boyce. Brooking shielding that ball well from the challenge of Hunt. But a free kick to West Ham. Bobby Moore to take it. And Hurst waiting to sprint in there. Beautiful goal by Hurst. What a magnificent combination again by West Ham. The quickly taken free kick by Moore, low and to the near post. And Hurst was moving before Moore had taken the kick. Superb goal. And no wonder Ron Springett looks desolate. And no wonder the crowd behind him are so happy. So there's the score, West Ham now 3-1 ahead with something like 3 minutes to go to half-time. What a beautiful goal by Hurst. Boyce. Brooking. Boyce, who is cutting out so much at the back. Bobby Moore. Hartley. And that might have been a bit dangerous. Well, Ron Springett says that this is his lucky ground. or one of his lucky grounds. He always played well here for Sheffield Wednesday, but certainly I think it's fair to say he's had no chance whatsoever with the three that have gone past him so far. And there goes the whistle for half-time, with a very good first half indeed behind us, filled with attacking, exciting football, and what a magnificent goal by Bobby Moore that set this West Ham recovery going after Bridges had put Queen's Park Rangers ahead. Moore, Hurst and Peters, the three World Cup men, the scorers for West Ham, with the half-time score. West Ham United 3, Queen's Park Rangers 1, and we shall be back in just a couple of minutes. Well, the football writers who play such an important part in our weekend of sport get ready for the second half. We too are ready, and Queen's Park Rangers now are just about to kick off, with West Ham in the lead by 3-1. Well, a quiet, friendly word, but soon the battle will be on. Redknapp on the right, and Morgan. And Les Allen kicks off for Queen's Park Rangers. Hazel. And Rangers really with their work cut out against a West Ham side that looks so full of good football in the last quarter of an hour or so of the first half, to go 3-1 ahead. And nobody more so than the man on the ball at the moment, Bobby Moore. Boyce. Peters, oh, good play by Peters and good running by Moore. Redknapp outside him, this is Brooking, and Hurst completely unmarked. Oh, and he missed it. And he's as puzzled as we are, I'm quite sure. Geoff Hurst. Beautiful build-up again by West Ham United, leaving Hurst completely free. That doesn't happen often. Hazel on to Allen, and certainly there's a fair bit of spirit in the Queen's Park Rangers side in this second half, although they were shattered in the last quarter of an hour of the first half. They're really coming back at West Ham. And now Hunt and Hurst. Again you get the challenge of this man Hurst. He's pulled down, but the referee is ignoring any pleas from the crowd. They haven't come from the players. The scars of battle, mud on his nose from Ron Hunt, and this is Peters. Oh, a delicate little chip by Peters, but Springett was equal to it. Keane to Leach. And what a beautiful chip that was by Martin Peters here just a moment ago. Almost fooled Springett. Hurst to Hartley, playing it off very quickly, trying to find Brooking. Allen to Bridges. Good challenging there by Bridges, and a good pass up the wing here for Wilkes. Morgan's waiting in the middle. There's Morgan, is also Leach. A beautiful goal! Mick Leach, the scorer. 12 minutes gone in the second half, opening the game up again. Beautiful play by Queen's Park Rangers. The sort of play and approach work that you associate with West Ham, and you can't speak any higher than that. A beautiful goal by Queen's Park Rangers, and again, as we saw last week, beautiful finishing by Mick Leach, their number 8. 3-2 now to West Ham. Well, this will give the boys in the hoop shirts renewed hope now. It'll force West Ham to play with a little more urgency than they have in the second half. Wilkes to Keane. Keane playing his 435th game for Queen's Park Rangers, challenged as he was by Bobby Moore, who's also played more than 400 for West Ham. Wilkes to Keane, and now Watson. This could be dangerous. Leach is going for it, but Stevenson got to that one. Wilkes and Bobby Moore. What a beautiful advertisement for attacking football this game is turning out to be. Bonds. And Hurst complaining that he was unfairly held by the Queen's Park Rangers number 5, Ron Hunt. There's Allen. Free kick to West Ham. Watson getting that away to Bridges, to Hazel, and here's Leach. And certainly Queen's Park Rangers showing much more skill and determination in midfield, supporting each other much better. Free kick to West Ham. Wilkes was offside. Here's Wilkes, number 10. Bobby Moore to take it. Hurst flicking it on. Whereas Queen's Park Rangers were lacking in support in midfield last week against Manchester United, they're really fighting very hard for everything in midfield this week. Morgan now on the ball for them, challenged by Bonds. Bonds, a goal kick and a very good decision by Jim Finney, the referee. A man who's refereed a cup final and more than 40 internationals, one of our great referees, Jim Finney. Hurst going very willingly, making an awful lot of ground to get to that one, but not quite flicking it on to Redknapp. Moore. And now Stevenson. That was a pretty aimless one from Stevenson, though. Bad clearance by Springett, straight to Moore. Hurst now. Still Hurst, he's difficult to shake off the ball. Hartley, but no power with his header, but he was well positioned for it. Trevor Hartley. And Les Allen, who's covered so much ground for Queen's Park Rangers this afternoon. On to Bridges. Keane running into trouble there. It's Peters to Booking. Moore outside him. Here's Moore. Will we get another big shot? Well, it cannoned off a player that time, off a Rangers defender, but he's found Redknapp. Bonds. Hurst just a little too delicate. And here's Les Allen for Queen's Park Rangers. Good ball to Morgan. Leach outside him. Here's a chance now for Watson. Good heavens, what was Watson doing up there? Hurst to Peters. To Redknapp. Now, can he take Harris? He can. And Springett takes that one well. Boyce very quickly to spot the slowness of Keane, and Keane giving away a free kick by handling the ball. And Peters for once was back on his heels, not spotting that Hartley was going to take it quickly. There's Allen to Morgan. Morgan's playing well this afternoon, and here's a good position by Keane. He's got a shot, and he very nearly fooled Ferguson. Mike Keane. This game really is wide open now, because Rangers are so full of fight and so full of spirit, and this afternoon full of very promising football as well. It's a good shot by Keane, a magnificent goal by Keane, by Leach. Leach again. There he is, Mick Leach, his second goal of the match, the equaliser now for Queen's Park Rangers at 3-3. What a superb comeback by the Rangers. 2 goals down at half-time, and the way West Ham were playing, they seemed to be out of it. But now these 2 fine goals by Mick Leach has made it 3-3. And now the pressure is going to be on West Ham. Bonds. What a fantastic game this is turning out to be. Ron Springett. Well, I wonder what Ron Greenwood, the West Ham United manager, there he is on the right, sitting there, never shows his emotion, but he must be thinking all sorts of things at the moment, having seen his side give away a 2-goal lead. Hurst to Redknapp! Oh, what a goal! Oh, what a fantastic goal by Redknapp! Well, no goalkeeper on earth could stop that one. Well, you can walk 100 miles and see 100 games of football, and you never see a better goal than that one scored by Harry Redknapp. Harry Redknapp, there he is on the right, but a beautiful cross by Hurst, superbly finished by Redknapp. 4-3 to West Ham. And Wilkes now, but more in there. Bobby Moore, a captain who's going to urge his men for that 5th goal, knowing that he can't rest at 4-3 with this Queen's Park Rangers side still so full of fight. Bobby Moore again. Hurst. Redknapp waiting in the middle. Hurst. "17 goals this season Geoff Hurst has scored. He won't be satisfied until he makes it 18. Hartley back. And now Peters. Claiming that Brooking was offside, but that might have been disastrous. Hazel stopped running, and the linesman took no notice. Leach to Watson. Ronnie Boyce to Peters. Hurst to Peters again. And Peters brought down by Keane. And Jim Finney, the referee, giving a free kick to West Ham, and they are masters at the set ball situations. This might be a bit of trouble for Queen's Park Rangers. Peters is standing in the wall, in fact. Half an hour gone, quarter of an hour to go. Bobby Moore lining up to take this free kick. Redknapp is free, Peters playing it back to Boyce. Redknapp. Moore, Hartley, Hurst. Hurst. And now Boyce again. Watson running it into touch, throw to West Ham. Mike Keane, 435th game for Rangers, his only club. Brooking almost free, Peters there, Brooking! Well, he did very well to fight off a couple of Rangers defenders to get that chance. Then he was just a shade too high with it. Trevor Brooking. Mike Keane to Barry Bridges. To Les Allen, and now Keane. Rangers moving forward in some numbers, and they still in possession. Leach now to Morgan. Morgan still. But that really wasn't a very sensible ball by Morgan with two players. He had Wilkes and Bridges in the penalty area there, nodding as if he now realises that it wasn't the best of balls to play. And a goal kick to West Ham, Bobby Ferguson to take it. Now Hurst and Hunt. Will Hurst get there first? Well, Hunt's had quite a fight with Hurst this afternoon. He did well there. Keane. To Wilkes. This is Leach. Over to Morgan. What a pity he slipped at that crucial moment, because it really began to look as though Rangers were coming right back into the game. Redknapp forward to Brooking. Talk about Rangers coming in back into the game. In fact, in the second half, they've hardly been out of it, even though they are 4-3 behind. Keane. Telling Bridges to run on ahead of him, but Bridges was running, in fact, towards Keane. Keane to Wilkes. And now Watson. Bridges now has gone forward. And now it's Wilkes going past Moore. Good shot! And it looks as though he's taken a knock as he did so. Hurst. And again, they were a bit too slow making up their minds. John Charles. And now Hurst is away again. His cheeks are puffing and Hunt is with him. And Brooking is waiting in the centre. Peters! Beautiful understanding by Hurst and by Peters, but the ball was bouncing awkwardly as it came to this man, Martin Peters. And the ball has gone completely out of the ground, right over the stand. And so we've got a replacement ball, and it's a goal kick to Rangers. Ron Springett. Hurst to Hartley. Hurst again, flicking it on. Brooking. Losing it now to Les Allen. Harris. And whatever the result here this afternoon. Oh, and here's Boyce in with a half chance, and now it's Hurst. And here's a chance for Hurst. And he's missed it again. Well, on any other afternoon, this man would have had a hat-trick. As it is, he's only got one goal and two misses from positions where normally Geoff Hurst would have slotted them home without any sort of trouble at all. Keane. Now Les Allen. If anyone deserves an equaliser, Les Allen does. Morgan. Good play by Morgan, and Ferguson equal to it. Redknapp to Hurst. Look at Hurst, beautiful poise and balance by this big man. Courage and strength are his greatest assets, but he's added so much control to that. And now Wilkes coming away for Queen's Park Rangers. It looked to me as though that ball was out, but Bridges obviously must have kept it in. And here's Bridges free. Here's a chance for Bridges. Oh, he's wide. Well, a moment of agony for this man, because Rangers now have just under 2 minutes left to get what would be a most honourable draw, and one which their courage and to a certain extent their skill has deserved here. But Bridges missed that fleeting chance. And it's Ferguson with the goal kick. And there are even some anguished whistles in the West Ham crowd. They can see that Queen's Park Rangers are so full of fire still, and are still fully capable of pulling this game away. A bad one by Moore, to Keane, to Bridges. And he was just wide of the far post. A minute to go now, and who can say that this game is anything but over with the way the Rangers are coming back with so much courage. A long one, and of course the faithful Hurst will chase it. There's Allen fighting to the last for Rangers. One of his first bad passes of the afternoon. Redknapp. Moore getting this one away. Now to Peters. On to Hurst. Hartley is outside. Now moving inside. Still Hurst. Boyce coming up. Hartley. Peters, he gets in his shot. But again, too high by Martin Peters. Fantastic game of 7 goals so far. Mr. Finney looking at his watch. A match that stamps West Ham again as one of the most potent sides in the First Division. But again, possibly just a little bit suspect behind, having conceded these 3 goals. But a game that proves that the spirit of Queen's Park Rangers is alight still. And there goes the final whistle. Bobby Moore, the West Ham skipper, number 6, who set this West Ham recovery going with a fine goal, and Mick Leach, the number 8 for Queen's Park Rangers, who scored 2 fine goals in the second half to open the game so completely. The final score, and the scorers, Moore, Peters, Hurst and Redknapp for West Ham, Bridges and Leach 2 for Queen's Park Rangers. The final score here at Upton Park, West Ham United 4, Queen's Park Rangers 3.
And above all, of course, it was a game that was played in the best possible spirit. Nobody was more delighted there than the League Secretary, Alan Hardacre. He told me afterwards, it really restores my faith in attacking football. And he said, whatever you do tomorrow, you must show your viewers those 7 goals a game. Well, we'll have a go. Let's start, in any case, with the goal that set West Ham on the way. That superb effort by Bobby Moore.
They've got to go for Moore soon. A shot, goal! By Moore!
And as the Sunday Express so aptly puts it this morning, Moore the mighty fires hammers. Here is Bobby Moore talking with Jimmy Hill.
Well, Bob, that was a wonderful match from West Ham's point of view and also Queen's Park Rangers. The fans were delighted, but the big point afterwards, with 7 goals from one match in the First Division as against 9 from all the rest, can you afford to play attacking football?
Well, I think everybody likes to play attacking football, Jim. They set out to play attacking football, but naturally some teams they have to smother attacking ideas. But as a game for watching yesterday was the ideal thing. Everybody enjoyed it. But I think everyone must give due credit to Queen's Park Rangers. They played with wonderful spirit, and from 3-1 down to 3-3, and nearly got a draw at the end. very well done to them.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there, but I'm more worried about West Ham because Queen's Park Rangers, we want them to get off the bottom of the league, but we want a London club to win it. Now, can West Ham win it if they give away goals like the one that's coming up with that big gap that Barry Bridges stole through?
Well, I think it's always a question about goals being given away, but I think here what happened, when Barry started his run, you see Hazel on the ball here. Barry started his run. John Charles, our left back, was with him. He checked to play him offside, realised he couldn't, and then you saw Barry had so much space to put the ball in the net. It's a little bit disappointing because I think if John had a run with him the whole way, it would have been prevented.
Yeah, but it was a big hole in the middle of the defence.
As I say, I think what caused the hole is that John was checked in the first place, wanted to play him offside, realised he couldn't, and it was too late to recover then.
Yeah.
This left a big gap for Barry to go on and score.
Yeah. Well, now, yours was a wonderful goal, superb, terrific shot, but on the other hand, I have a feeling also that Queen's Park Rangers helped you a little bit.
I think it could have been prevented by Queen's Park Rangers. You see John Charles cut out of the ball here. Martin Peters gets possession. There's a good build-up between Trevor Brooking and Trevor Hartley. And Trevor does very well. He brings the ball from a packed left wing right across to the right half position. And you see me with the ball here. No one's coming to me. I've got no alternative but to carry. In the end, I'm in a shooting position. And thank goodness the ball hits the net. It's on target. But I think if someone had come earlier to me, 10, 15 yards earlier, I'd have probably played the ball out wide to Harry Redknapp on the right wing.
And there were 4 defenders there. They could have afforded to have sent one out to you quickly.
When the ball went into the net, I noticed there were 4 defenders just 5 yards ahead of me. Well, if one of those come, at least they make me think of something different.
Yeah.
But as I say, my mind was made up after getting so far. I just wanted to hit the target.
Yeah. Now, goals are difficult to come by in modern football, and we've seen on this programme 2 things. One, that many of them are scored from dead ball movements, and others that they are scored from near post crosses. Just watch this corner now.
Well, here with the corner you see there's a big space at the near post which Trevor Brooking exploits. Harry Redknapp has the skill and ability to put the ball there. Trevor flicks it on to the far post where Martin comes on the blind side and scores. I think here's the thing, that if the appreciation of the situation by the players involved, where Trevor Brooking knows there's a space at the near post, Harry Redknapp can put the ball there, then you can exploit opposing defences.
The fans were having a bit of go at Trevor Brooking yesterday in the game, I thought, sometimes when he was at fault and sometimes when he wasn't, but it's nice to see that he did contribute quite a lot to this game.
He did. He had a hand in 2 or 3 of the goals, Trevor. He flicked the corner on, and I believe the goal that followed Jeff Hurst's free kick, the free kick was given against Trevor.
Now, the next goal was a dead ball movement as well, a bit of mental telepathy between you and Jeff Hurst, and again, it was a player running towards the ball, towards the near post, that enabled the goal to be scored.
Well, I think the help here is, Jim, is that the person taking the free kick, which is myself on this occasion, knows where Jeff wants to get. We know Jeff wants to come in front of defenders, so therefore when you take the free kick, you've got to put the ball in front of the defender. And as you see, Jeff made his run, got in front, the ball was there, and we scored a goal from this.
Yeah. Well, that really was a perfect link, and it's the kind of thing we hope you'll be doing against Romania on Wednesday.
It'll be nice to.
If West Ham are going to win the league, they can't afford to give away goals, I think, like the 2 that they did give away in this match, which made it more entertaining, but that's not what you were after. You were caught, I think, in exactly the same way on the near post.
I think possibly here there's quite a good build-up by Queen's Park Rangers. Les Allen does very well here. He shows good skill and a bit of determination to get the ball. Barry Bridges gives a good ball out wide to the inside left Wilkes. I think what happens here, he crosses the ball and we see Morgan and Bonds come in front to the near post. The ball beats both of them, and because of this distraction, Alan Stevenson never came for the ball, and the inside right Leach got in front of Alan and put the ball in the net.
Well, the next goal was an even better example, I think, where you were caught with a movement that perhaps West Ham invented, this cross to the near post with a player running for it. And in fact, your defence here leaves 2 players unmarked.
Well, I think really, Jimmy, this goal could have been prevented by better skill from myself. We see Bobby Ferguson make a save. He throws the ball out wide to me. I try to play up to Jeff, and it wasn't a particularly good ball. The right half did well. After having the shot, he got back to pick it up, and he cut it off. He played out wide to Les Allen. I don't really think it was West Ham being beaten in the air, but a good cross, forwards again in front of defenders, was able to get a header at goal.
Yeah. Well, right, so you don't think it was bad defence. I think 2 players unmarked is bad. But the last goal you deserved, I think, because you capitalised on everybody running to the near post for crosses to defend against them, and this was an unusual, an old-fashioned cross which Geoff Hurst put right over the top of everybody.
Well, I think here, Jimmy, that people are expecting West Ham to score so many goals at the near post now. Whenever we get build-ups like this, everybody tries to cut out the near post, and here you see Geoff, he cuts the ball right back to the far post, and Harry's completely free to, well, he hammered home a great shot, really. Fabulous goal.
You've probably noticed that Harry Redknapp started that move with the ball to Geoff Hurst and then made up a lot of ground to
I
get it on the
think
end.
Harry showed a great deal of determination. He started the move in midfield, gave the ball to Geoff, and as I say, he must have covered 25 to 30 yards after playing the ball to Geoff to get to the back of the defence to put it in the net.
Yeah.
I think it was a wonderful goal, that fabulous goal.
Well, it was, and it just finished a marvellous game which had everybody who was there just on their toes from start to finish. But you leave here now, Bob, to join the England party, going to play Romania on Wednesday. May I say, from the big match to you, Geoff Hurst, Martin Peters and all the rest of the England boys, the very best of luck.
Thank you very much indeed.
Yes, indeed. Well, that's all from the big match this weekend. Of course, there'll be another one for you, a full Sunday afternoon of sport on ITV. In fact, with Sports Arena at 2:30, the big match kicking off as usual at 3 o'clock. Let's finish this big match, though, by a look again at the man of the weekend, England and West Ham captain, scoring surely the goal of the weekend.
Now Bobby Moore. They've got to go for more soon. A shot! Goal!